Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 21 updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Krista Patton. Krista, thank you so much for the support. We could not do this without you and we appreciate it so much and think you're awesome. So thank you again, and if you guys want to be house guest of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Alright, before we dive in, I just want to say, if you haven't seen yesterday's spoiler yet, definitely check it out first. I know it's very long, but you could watch it in 3 easy installments of 15 minutes. But there was just so much to talk about. I try not to put too much fluff into these because I just want to give you guys like the really important stuff. But anyway, there was a lot going on, and these spoilers are kind of like Marvel movies in the sense that not just because they're like really long, but also because if you see one on its own, like, yeah, you'll enjoy it, and it's good, it's a good time, it's a good story, but you really have to see all of them to get, like, the full picture and to really appreciate what's going on. So I'm telling you, specifically for today's, if you haven't seen yesterday's yet, definitely go check that out first. Okay, I know yesterday was, like, really hard because it's tough to see Nicole get treated so crappily like that, but I just want to tell you guys, today you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be great. Okay, so when we left off yesterday, Nick and Bella are gunning hardcore for Nicole. They told the rest of the unlikable 9 about everything that she said to them before the nomination ceremony. They're all like, already? And yeah, they're all covering up their own lies and saying that Nicole is a liar. So, on the flip side, not everyone in the unlikable 9 wants Nicole to go. Christy and Sis specifically are saying that they would still rather get rid of Cliff this week. They see him as more of a threat, and they're starting to float the idea around to other people, but they're not really pushing it too hard yet because they haven't even played the power veto at that point. So, you know, you never want to push too hard too early on because bad things could happen. Alright, so everyone was waiting for the power veto competition to start. And I you know, you have to wonder if the competition was supposed to start earlier in the day, but there was like this craziness happening, so they pushed it back because they didn't want to interrupt it. You'll see what I mean. So first things first, Christy was talking to Kemi and Jess, and she's saying, I don't think it's the best move to get rid of Nicole this week. Jess is probably crapping her pants at this point because what if like Cliff won the veto and then Nicole goes up and Christy's saying that she doesn't want to get rid of Nicole, so that means that Jess is gonna go? I'd be pretty nervous if I was up on the block. But anyway, Christy says that she wants Cliff to go. She has her reasons that she tells to everybody about how she thinks Cliff is going to be really good at puzzles, and if Obi has the power and then he comes back into the house, he's going to be really dangerous with Cliff and all that stuff. But we know it's because he is on to her and Tommy and their connection. So again, he's like the only person that she knows of that has been throwing her name out as a potential target. So she wants him out. But right now, she tells them, I'm afraid to speak up against Nick and go against the group. But there's a long way to go before the eviction. So anything could happen. Alright, if you guys will just indulge me for a second, I want to go through some interesting scenarios that could play out here. I think this one is totally possible, and it would be so freaking sick to watch this play out. Okay, so hear me out. Christy placates Nick and Bella until after the power veto ceremony. Even if like one of the nominees comes down and Nicole goes up, it's gonna be okay. Because at that point, Nick and Bella's power will be over. There's no more them picking nominees or whatever. So, the 6 shooters will not be worried anymore about potentially going up on the block as a replacement nominee. They don't have to keep up their act anymore of, you know, saying that Nicole is lying and that they weren't targeting Nick and Bella. So, after the POV ceremony, I could totally see Christy having an epic freak out, like the one that she did during her own HOH week. And this time she's gonna be all, I'm not gonna do Nick and Bella's dirty work. This is not the Nick and Bella show. You know, why am I gonna get rid of Nicole when that's not the best thing for my game? So then Christy will convince the rest of the 6 shooters to vote the way that they want, regardless of what Nick and Bella want. Because let's face it, Camp Comeback is ending this week. So they don't have to worry about the repercussions of that. And even if the following week Bella were to win HOH, we know that Nick cannot play in the next HOH. So if Bella were to win, Christy has the diamond power of veto. So even if Bella was pissed that they went against Nick and Bella's wishes and she put up like 2 of the 6 shooters, it doesn't matter, because Christy could then take down one of the nominees, put up Nick, and they could vote out Nick on Bella's HOH. And then the following week, Bella would not be eligible to play in HOH, and there's no more Whacktivity powers up for grabs, so they don't have to worry about that. And just another scenario for funsies, Christy could very well use the diamond power veto this week, put up Bella. Bella goes home on Nick's HOH, but if she uses it this week, there is still the chance that Bella would come back via Camp Comeback. So it would definitely be better for her to save that for next week. I had to get that out. Wouldn't that be so crazy? Oh my god. All right, well anyway, Christy says that she would like to see Nicole hold a house meeting, air everything out, and then they can say who's really lying. You all know who's really lying, but you're just trying to keep up this charade until after the power veto ceremony. Let's be real. All right, so anyway, Bella was talking to Kat. Is Bella moving on to her next victim? I mean, really. So they agree that they're good with each other, and Bella says, most people are united against Nicole at this point. You've got nothing to worry about. And Kat says, I want you to know that I want to be a number for you and Nick moving forward. And Bella's like, yeah, we're all numbers for each other. Okay. I really hope that Kat is just saying that because they're in power this week. But anyway, Bella says that she can't believe what Nicole and Kemi have done to her when she has only said nice things about them. So Bella says, I don't have any regrets about what I've said to anyone about anything, and I don't feel embarrassed or shameful at all, and I stand behind everything I've said. Okay then. And then she goes on to say, Nicole and Kemi probably look like such effing villains. I hope that America effing destroys them. Then she says, maybe I'll get destroyed, but I can't imagine what I would get destroyed for. So then Kat is telling Bella what she wants to hear. She's calling Nicole evil. She's like, oh yeah, Nicole's the liar. Nicole's the aggressor. You didn't do anything wrong. You're wonderful. But Kat knows that Nicole is not lying because Nick also approached her last week and told her to put up Holly if she won HOH. That definitely happened. So Holly knows, or sorry, Nicole, who am I even talking about? Kat knows what's up, okay? So then Bella says that she feels like she's grown so much from these situations with Nicole and Kemi, and it's making her a much nicer person. For real though? Like, I would hate to see the before if this is the after. I really do seriously hope that she does continue to grow if that's what's happening here, and I think she really could grow some self-awareness. I think that could help her out a lot. Seriously, like, I hope she's gonna learn from this experience. So then Nicole walks into the RV room and interrupts this clownery that is happening. Nicole shows that she's the bigger person because even though she was telling the truth about everything, she apologizes to Bella. She's like, I just want to say I love you and respect you, and I'm sorry if anything I said hurt your feelings in any way or made you feel any sort of way that wasn't positive. So as Nicole was saying this, Bella was not even looking at her. That is so rude. So then Bella says, I appreciate your apology, but I still think that what you said targeted me and Nick's character and was really, really unfair. Okay. So Nicole says, all right, well, I want to talk about things. And Bella agrees as long as Kat can stay and mediate. Sure. So then Nicole's asking her, what did you feel was a personal attack? What did I do to you that was a personal attack? So Bella says, well, you said that me and Nick were bullying you. And Nicole says, no. Nick was interrogating me when he was asking me who I would put up on the block. And Bella says, no, he wasn't. So Nicole says, okay, well, I felt interrogated. So she explains how Nick was trying to get names out of her, and he was like, oh, I know who you would put up. You would put up Sis and Holly because you guys don't really talk game. So she says that made me very uncomfortable, especially since there were other people around that could have heard that and taken it out of context. And she says people did come up to me and ask me, oh, so I hear you're putting up Holly? So she was just like, I never said that. So that's why she was explaining what happened. She had to defend herself. So Bella says, well, I'm really disappointed that you feel like Nick did that to you. That's your problem. And Nicole says, I don't feel he did it to me. I know he did it to me. Yes. Okay, so then Bella says, deep down, you know that you were wrong and Nick was there for you and you abused that. So she says, that's why you're scrambling right now. He's been checking on you for weeks, for days. And again, Nicole explains how she had to do damage control with Sis and Holly because they were hearing that she wanted to put them up on the block. So Bella's like, you're going on harping about these game things. I'm not even talking about game. She says there's no need to say that Nick bullied you. She keeps redirecting because she knows that she's wrong. So Nicole says, I was not the one that said the word bully. Someone else did. She says she's not going to name names, but somebody else said that Nick was bullying her after they heard what he was doing, and it was Holly. So Bella says, oh, so you're still trying to throw people under the bus? And Nicole says, did I say names? Unless I'm throwing air under the bus, I haven't said anybody's names. That is a line. So Bella says, okay, so you're being really defensive right now. So Nicole responds, says the person who wouldn't even talk to me last night like an educated adult. So then Bella's like, so I'm uneducated? And Nicole says, yeah, you ranted at me last night, did not let me get in a word edgewise, you attacked my character, you attacked my personal stories, that I confided in you because I do trust you, unfortunately. I hope that was meant to be a past tense thing. But she says, you know, you ranted, and then at the end of your rant, you said, I'm done, and you walked out. And you didn't give me a chance to speak, and she says, that's not how, like, a debate works, and Bella says, it wasn't a debate. And Bella says, I think you calling us bullies was disgusting, dishonorable, and a disgrace to the game. Oh my god. So then Nick and Tommy come in, and Nicole says, hey, Nick, I want to talk to you at some point. And Nick says, yeah, that's fine. I would love to talk to you as long as someone else can be there, like Tommy or Holly. Whatever. Just whatever. So they all sit down. Sam and Holly also come in and listen for a bit. Actually, I think Holly was there pretty much the whole time, but Sam was just in briefly and then left. So Nicole explains how she put all of her eggs in Nick and Bella's basket because they had this heart-to-heart, and she felt like, you know, she could trust them and nobody else really wanted to work with her. So she put her trust in them and told them everything that she's heard. She said it was unfabricated, unfiltered. And Nick's like, oh, so you're saying everything that you said to us is true? Yeah, that's what she's saying. So Bella's like, okay, well, we had a right to then take that information and bring it to other people and see if it was true or not. So Nicole says, yes, of course, I'm not saying that you couldn't. Like, absolutely. But they did not give her the chance to be in the room and share her piece. And she's like, no offense, but none of these people that have been saying these things, and again, she doesn't name specific names, but she says none of these people are gonna go and admit to the HOH that they said these things. Like that they were targeting you guys. Bingo! Hello! Obviously, they're not gonna say yeah, I did say that. I'm targeting you. So Nicole's like, and why would they? You know, it would be really dumb if they admitted to it when you're the HOH. So then Nick jumps in and he's like, you told me that Holly, Sis, Jack, and Jackson were gonna put us up if any of them won HOH. And Nicole's trying to explain herself, but Bella's interrupting her. And Nicole was basically like, I didn't say those names specifically, but I said like, yeah, people are after you guys. So then Nicole outs that Nick and Bella were asking her for information on Tommy and Jack and where they stood and if, you know, they could actually trust them or not. And Tommy's in the room right now and Bella's just like, we never said that, we never said that. So they are hardcore denying that. I cannot wait to see that conversation pre-nomination ceremony on the show because we didn't get to see it on the feeds. So I want to see what that's all about. But Nick says, all right, I'm gonna talk now, aka he's gonna bury the truth because it's not looking good for them at this point. So he says that Nicole said that Nick would put up Holly and Sis and that he called Holly a bitch. And he's like, when did I ever call Holly a bitch? So Nicole clarifies. She says, I did not say that you would put up Holly and Sis. And she's like, you were asking me who I would put up and you said that I would probably put up Holly and Sis. And then it came back to her. People were asking her, you know, why'd you say you would put these people up? And she had to defend herself and tell them what really happened. And then Nick is claiming that he was just fishing for info. He was throwing out a lot of names. He wasn't like targeting Holly and Sis, and he wasn't suggesting that. Sure, because I remember Nick talking to Tommy about it and saying that he was planting seeds and it would be good for them if they could get Nicole to put up someone, you know, at the bottom of the totem pole in their alliance like Holly or Sis. So yeah, he was trying to plant seeds. But anyway, Nick is saying again that he never called Holly a bitch. And Nicole is like, yes, you did. She is like bringing up this specific reference that happened in the kitchen, and it's obvious that Nick remembers this happening. He was actually talking about a different incident as well. Apparently it's happened multiple times. So then he's making up excuses and he's like, I probably did call her a bitch, but I would say it to her face, blah, blah, blah. It was a joke. Come on, man. So then Nick is asking her, when did I ever bully you? And then he starts raising his voice and talking really fast. It was a bit aggressive and it's really messed up that he would bring this up. So he's like, when did I ever bully you? You used your anxiety, if that's even real, against me because I was there for you from the start. And he was talking about how, you know, she was so anxious that she couldn't eat in like the second day, and he was helping her out with that. And he said, every day I check up on you and you're gonna play on my anxiety, which I have, which is personal. And he says, I don't even know if your anxiety is real. Is your anxiety even real, or is this part of your game? If it's part of your game, kudos to you. And he asks her, are you even anxious? Are you even healthy? So the feeds switch at that point because this is real effed up. They switch for a few minutes, so I can only imagine what else he said after that. What a disgusting excuse for a therapist. You're gonna freaking question her anxiety like that. And not only that, in this conversation, that seemed a lot like an interrogation, and he did look like a bully. Just saying. It was disgusting that he would even question her anxiety like that. So Nicole was then sharing how she's talked to a lot of people because she couldn't figure out where she belonged. She felt like she didn't really fit in with any of the groups, so she was kind of bouncing around trying to find her people. And it was really sad. So she says she wasn't trying to play everyone, she was just trying to find her place in the game. So then at this point, Nick, Nicole, Tommy, and Holly are still in there. I think everybody else that was in there went to go eat dinner. So Nicole continues to share her side of the story, and Nick is like, if what you said is true, that they actually said that, I had to find out if it was true, so that's why I talked to everybody. And he says their facial expressions when I brought it up were too good to be false. The shock of their faces and the anger, they'd have to be the best actresses in the world. Oh my god, he's such an it! Oh my god. Just because people react in a big way doesn't mean that that's an honest reaction. It probably means it's an overreaction because they're trying to cover something up. So when he said that, Holly and Tommy were looking down at the floor. You know, they're like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. They didn't want to, you know, look at anybody because they didn't want the eyes to give away the lies. I mean, really. So Nick is telling her now he respected the game move. And Nicole's like, it wasn't a game move. Like, I really was not trying to do anything there. So she says she was trying to find a group, and he keeps saying, oh, it was brilliant. Like, you actually did almost make me turn on those people, and you almost made the biggest move of the season. Way to out your group and basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, well, we'll just go with admit. You're basically admitting that you were working with all those people and considering turning on them, but now you're still working with them. So, I mean, if he didn't give it away with that whole group up there, like, chanting their name, he gave it away now. I think everybody already knew they were working together, though. So anyway, eventually, Bella comes back in the room, Sis comes in as well, and Bella's quiet for a bit, listening to what's going on here, and then Bella says to Nicole, don't push your own insecurities about how you feel in the game onto other people. People who can make their own friendships and make their own judgments. And she calls Nicole disrespectful, and she tells her to stop getting caught up in lies. So now Nicole has had enough of this bullshit. So Nicole says, I'm just gonna come out and say it. At this point, I don't give an F. It's you. I think everybody in this room is aware of it. Everybody in this house is aware of it. You manipulate, you twist, you lie, you make up stuff, you take what people tell you, and you flip it. Oh my god. Drag her. Oh my god. Nicole, yes. So Bella is like, well, Nicole, you were caught in a lie and now you're scrambling to try and save your game. And Nicole is talking over her and telling Nick, you could potentially make it so far in this game, but Bella is dragging you down. Oh my god. So once it gets quiet, Nick says to Nicole, I respect your opinion and I respect that. And you know, Bella is fuming when he says this. So, I mean, there was a little more back and forth about, like, semantics, and he said, she said, whatever. And then Nick tells Nicole again, I respect your opinion and your gameplay. And Bella's trying to, like, get into this conversation again, and Nick is, like, shushing her and telling her not to react. And Bella is pissed. She leaves in a huff, you know, because Nick is telling her, like, don't get involved. So she's just like, ugh, and she leaves. So then, after she's gone, Nicole is telling Nick, you know, other people have talked about Bella being the problem, including Jackson. Bella is not a nice person. So then Nick is like, dang, I'm not sure why Bella gets more of the blame than I do because we're playing similar games and she's only 22, so like, okay, 22 is not that young. She is a freaking adult. And the reason why she's getting so much more heat is because as much as Nick sucks, Bella is definitely more of a rat than him. This conversation, Nick is saying that he's glad that they talked. And yeah, that's that. Woo! Okay, so like we know that Nicole had the Fellowship of the Zing with Cliff and Ovi. I feel like these are different phases of her game. Phase 2, this freaking argument, which is turning shit around. This was Nicole's Two Towers moment. You've got Nick, who's like Saruman. You've got Bella, who is like Sauron. She's taking these two towers down, okay? This was a big battle for her, and I think she came out on top. And I am excited for the return of the Queen if she were to like win HOH or something. Woo! Okay, so anyway, after Bella stormed out, she went to the boat room. Christy, Jess, and Kat are in there, so Bella starts retelling her twisted version of the events and she lets them know she is pissed at Nick for not letting her speak and for letting Nicole talk about her. She called me uneducated. Really? All right, so then, you know, she also says that she's pissed that Nicole kept telling, freaking Nick and Nicole, there's too many Nicks. So she's pissed that Nick kept telling Nicole that he respects her gameplay. She's like, what the frig was that all about? Woo! All right, after all that, LOL, lots of love, meet in the storage room. So that's Jack, Christy, and Tommy. And they're saying, going into this veto competition, they do not want Cliff to win, and they don't want somebody who would pull him off the block to win. They want to make sure that Cliff is staying up on the block. So Christy is saying, you know, if possible, she would throw the power veto to Jess, so that Jess could take herself down. And yeah, Nicole would go up, but it's okay because they want to vote Cliff out and they think that they'll be able to get the votes. So Christy says they should keep Nicole because Nicole is now bold enough to call Nick and Bella out for who they really are. She sees it, and that means Nicole would definitely take a shot at them. So why get rid of her when they can keep her around to do their dirty work? So they would like to pull in Nicole as a number. We'll see. All right, so then the feeds go down for the power veto competition, and just to remind you guys, the players were Nick, Jess, Cliff, and then the 3 extras, Christy, Kat, and Jackson. And the host was none other than Caitlin from Big Brother 20. It really seems like they're trying to bring back all these Big Brother 20 people to remind us like how good last season was. Just so that we know like the show can be good with better people, because this one is such a letdown. And it's like, hey, remember how great last year was? Yeah. But I'm excited to see Caitlin because she is a hoot. Apparently the competition was some sort of puzzle. And Kat won the power of veto. What? Alright, so when the feeds come back, Kat is celebrating with Jess. She's telling her, I'm definitely using the veto on you. And this is lining up exactly with what the 6 shooters want, because they want Jess to come down. They don't want Cliff to come down. So word is now spreading throughout the 6 shooters that Nicole should be the one to stay, and it seems like most of them are on board. I would say the only one that's kind of like at this point is Tommy, and he's like, is it too soon to flip on Nick and Bella? Oh, I don't know if it's a good idea. Come on. All right, so they're planning on like telling Nicole after the eviction that they believed her the whole time. Wow, I'm sure she's really gonna appreciate that. So anyway, on the other hand, Nick and Bella still want Nicole out, and they are under the impression that it's gonna happen and the votes are gonna be there. They don't realize that the 6 shooters are planning on not only keeping Nicole this week, but targeting Nick, Bella, and Sam next week. Oh shit, bye. That's gonna be satisfying. All right, so later, Nick and Bella are in the HOH room, and she is pissed at him for shushing her. She's like, that was super condescending. I just wanted to get my argument out there, and you kept like telling me to stay out of it. It's really messed up. He's like, I'm sorry, and I did say in the moment, like, I'm sorry, it's rude, but he says that he was trying to protect her. Because he knows that she's freaking got toxic sludge coming out of her mouth. So anyway, other than that, Kat, there's something going on with Kat and David. They are very flirty with each other. I don't know if that's a possible showman's brewing. Do we really need another one though? Out of all of them though, I would accept that one. Okay, and let's see. Kat slept with the veto necklace on. That's so funny. She is like so unintentionally enjoyable on the feeds at times. But this morning, Cliff was doing his Cliff Notes. Stop. You're gonna blow this even more, aren't you? So he was saying in his Cliff Notes, by the way, I don't think anybody listened. As far as I know, nobody was listening in, because why bother at this point? You know, they're planning on getting rid of him. What else could they possibly hear? So he is saying that he feels like he needs to distance himself from Nicole because of everything that happened, but he doesn't realize that he wrecked his own game before all of this even started. So, I mean, his game was wrecked the second that Christy heard him drop her name. he also doesn't realize the danger that he's in this week. He doesn't think that he's the #1 target. I'm pretty sure he thinks that Nicole's gonna be going. But, Cliff, you're in danger, man. You're in danger. So, the power veto ceremony should be happening tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see what happens today. I'm assuming 6 shooters will continue to discuss keeping Nicole this week, but we'll see what happens. I don't know if they're gonna bring it up to Nick and Bella or if they're just gonna let them be shocked. I think that would be a lot more fun. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments, and until tomorrow, much love.